Hello everyone, welcome to the Dubai Airshow 2025. I'm delighted to be joined on camera for an interview with Christopher Ruud, who is the CEO and founder of DeltaHawk Engines. So Chris, thank you so much for joining me at the Airshow. Are you able to tell us a little bit more, what's bringing the company to the Airshow this year? What are your main goals for participating?
Well, DeltaHawk is excited to be at the Dubai Airshow this year. You can hear the planes overhead. It's perfect timing. DeltaHawk has recently received the FAA certification for a clean sheet of paper engine design that, even though it's a piston-based engine, it actually runs on Jet A and military fuels. And this is a perfect venue to showcase that achievement.
Excellent stuff. And then I guess also why we focus on Dubai as well, with all the aircrafts in the air too. How important is it for DeltaHawk, the Middle East region, and Dubai in general, in terms of the partnerships and future market growth? I know when we became online for this interview, you've been very busy in this region. So are you able to share a little bit more about how important the region is for the company?
I am. Well, the DeltaHawk engine has a lot of very unique attributes. It has a very good set of elevation and I don't know if you want to call it ability to go at high altitudes and with the high temperatures that we have in this region, as well as the fact that it's liquid cooled.
Yeah.
So comparatively to some of the competitive engines that we compete against that are air cooled, you really need the liquid cooling in this region for all the temperature related issues.
Excellent stuff. And then, and in terms of sticking to the Middle East as well, from your perspective, how does the Airshow then connect you with the advanced air mobility ecosystem? Because we'll touch a little bit more about the products you're doing and how relevant they are to that market. So how does the Airshow or a landscape like this help you to connect with all those different partners?
Well, everybody's here. So you start there, it's a very convenient place to meet a lot of people. I mean, we're standing in the aviation pavilion where you have the Jovies and the Archers and all of the eVTOL. And, we actually make an engine that's a hybrid electric. So if somebody in the eVTOL space needs a range extension option, DeltaHawk, I believe, has a solution that could be a good fit for that.
Excellent. And while we're touching on it with DeltaHawk, are you able to share a little bit more then with DeltaHawk, the company, a little bit more for our audience who might not be familiar too? What is it? What's its differentiator then when compared to conventional aviation engines as well?
Well, it's a clean sheet of paper engine design that was literally designed for aviation. So having the FAA certification first before we sold a single engine is very important. And as we work on expanding both either the kilowatt and or horsepower range, depending upon if you're talking hybrid or if you're talking direct drive, it gives us that ability to actually have a very good global market and a very good access to a lot of the people that are at this airshow.
Excellent stuff. And then, and also with DeltaHawk, as we say, it's known for its compact, fuel-efficient, multi-fuel capable engines. What recent innovations or milestones are you particularly proud of?
Well, we are the first company with a clean sheet of paper engine that's been FAA certified in 65 years in the piston side. I mean, that alone stands on its own, right? And for us to be able to achieve that and have gone through the certification process is I think, a milestone that obviously nobody has been able to achieve in a long time before us.
Very much, and many congratulations on that milestone too. I mean, taking a step back in that instance, then, were there any key learnings or takeaways from that journey that you might be able to share as well? Because I think it's great to hear, I guess, keeping cards close to the chest, but also it's quite interesting to hear kind of the takeaways you had from that journey too.
The list is very long.
Yeah. How long have we got?
How long have we have on this interview? I mean, in a lot of ways, the certification for aviation is a high hurdle. It is a high bar. But to be honest, we have a great working relationship with the FAA. We've had conversations with the EASA because we plan on getting additional certifications for the European market and around the globe. So, I mean, we're testing to all of those standards, and the tests themselves are very objective. It's a high bar, but that doesn't mean it can't be met.
Yeah.
It just has to be a high bar for very good reasons. So.
Exactly, very good. And in terms of the sustainability aspect as well, it's becoming a real big global focus at this air show, or even any air show for that matter too. So I hope to share a little bit more. How does DeltaHawk's engine design contribute to helping to reduce those emissions and those operational costs too?
Well, starting with the fact that we run on Jet A, the most commercially available fuel around the world. Second of all, we have tested our engine on several variations of SAF, the Sustainable Aviation Fuel. And we've actually announced that we have a variant of our engine that can be adapted to actually run on hydrogen as well. And I know several of the eVTOL spaces talked about hydrogen as a potential fuel source. and we believe we have a very good solution for the right partner in that space.
Excellent stuff. And then I guess also it's worth noting there's a lot of interest now in hybrid electric propulsion, certainly for the eVTOL aircraft we're seeing here and the regional aircraft too. Now, how would DeltaHawk fit into that evolving landscape? I think it's a topic that I think needs to be addressed in a way in terms of the aviation as it starts to grow.
Well, I think hybrid electric has a very big potential future. I mean, and for two very distinct reasons. Number one, batteries today, technology today isn't where everybody wants it to be as far as the range and as far as the ability to service all of the different platforms that needs to be. A hybrid electric solution that DeltaHawk can provide can leave the airframe essentially untouched and provide a solution running Jet A, running SAF, that can still propel the electric propellers or whatever the electric source is in a very efficient way. That's number one. I mean, I think number two is from a hybrid electric perspective, it opens up the design flexibility to other designs that were a traditional direct-driven propeller type of approach that's existed in the market isn't the solution for every application. And whether that's true on the defense and the military side or true on the general aviation side, I think they both apply, and I think we want to be there.
Excellent. And I guess another topic I'd love to get your thoughts on as well is the range extension.
Yes.
And I know several of the products that DeltaHawk has been producing helped to allude to that fact too. So are you able to share with our audience a little bit more about some of those products and how that links to extending the range of the aircraft?
Yeah, I mean, some of our early proposals that we've done on exactly that, on the range extension for different markets of hybrid electric, have shown that we actually have a 27 times advantage on the power to weight ratio right now over batteries that are existing today. So that's a lot of, I'll call it, necessary technology to get there, but it also gives the return to service and the quick turn aspect for just adding a jet fuel or heavy fuel type of a thing at the destination in order to get the aircraft back into service faster and on turnaround space. And we believe our engine is very well mated and or suited for a hybrid electric application.
Excellent. Well, I'm wishing you all the very best of luck going ahead with those products as well. And I guess as well as all the products, it's important to take a bit of a step back in terms of the technical and regulatory hurdles. What would you then say are those biggest hurdles that we still need to face before hybrid propulsion adoption as well?
Well, I mean, if you take it at the extreme highest level and you take U.S. aviation, commercial aviation, they're still paranoid about every single lithium battery charger that exists in your cell phone and in your briefcase. So to create an entire vehicle that's that way, I think the industry is at a stage of they don't know what they don't know because the regulators don't know what they don't know yet.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think starting with a certified aviation engine and then just making the changes necessary to get to the electronic or electric aviation and the eVTOL type of space, you're removing variables in the certification path. Yeah. And that's where I think we really have the strength and knowledge of saying we've been there and done that and we can help.
Excellent stuff. And then you mentioned again before we came online about the conversations you're having with other companies as well. How does then DeltaHawk plan to position itself as advanced air mobility transitions to commercial operations? Because a lot of focus is on the when, and that date keeps getting pushed back. But are you able to kind of give an indication of kind of the work that DeltaHawk is doing now as advanced air mobility starts to become more of a topic that a lot of people are talking about now?
Absolutely. I think advanced mobility goes back to what we talked about earlier. There are aviation solutions that work really well with electric motor, electric propellers that don't necessarily fit an individual motor per propeller type of an architecture. And I think, and whether they want to go batteries or whether they really just want to have their solution set powered by something that's centralized, I believe we can offer solutions to both of those markets as either a battery replacement for range extension or literally just a power plant that runs on the commercially available Jet A fuel for whatever the application actually is.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And then as well as advanced mobility, are there any other segments that you see as most promising for DeltaHawk's engine? Because I guess the list is endless. Is there any particular segments that you may be focusing on as well?
Well, at the moment, the other, I'll call it the biggest sector, and I've already seen as walking past here, the Edge Group, and the others is the military side. I mean, with the one fuels mandate and the fact that we do run on JP8 and the fuels that are in the field for military, if ability to have a hybrid electric solution where they can essentially get to their destination using our DeltaHawk engine. When they get close to it, they can go into stealth mode, shut the internal combustion engine down, and run quietly to a destination, turn the engine back up, and bring in the aircraft or whatever they back to the home base. I think it's been a really good and a really positive and a really important thing for the DeltaHawk solution set for that.
Excellent. And it's an already a competitive market as well. But I'm able to get your thoughts, sorry, on how do you envision the competitive landscape evolving for power plant suppliers, certainly in the AAM sector as well? And I'd love to kind of get your thoughts on that as well from a power plant perspective.
Well, I mean, I think first of all, when you look at that, you need trust in true power, and therefore you should start with the solution set that provides that trusted and true power set. There's enough other variables of new that the more you can de-risk an application. I mean, we are DAL-A certified already, so design assurance layer is what that stands for. And, those types of things are really what companies have been gravitating to DeltaHawk for, and I think that that's part of it. Remove the risk where you can, and obviously innovate where it makes sense as well.
Exactly, no, very much so. And it seems like there's a lot of excitement on the horizon for DeltaHawk. So, final penultimate question is, what can we expect in the next 12 to 18 months for our audience to get excited about as well?
We have a lot of aircraft and airframe and integration announcements coming in the next 12 to 18 months. We're finding tremendous uptake by a lot of the different manufacturers for a solution that really DeltaHawk is uniquely able to provide, and we look forward to making those announcements as it comes.
Excellent. Well, Chris, really good to chat with you at the Dubai Airshow. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.